kicking off your weekend with us at 2K Sports for this Friday night NBA game. Alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll talk to Allie LaForce, who's on the sidelines as well.
And this starts a very short homestand for them. And while it's only a few games, they have to take advantage of the opportunity to feed off their crowd.
That's the defense's fault right there. You can't allow Durant to get that kind of position.
And here's Wall. Clock at 6. Thompson pulls it in. Well, Grant, this is the third season under this front office for the Wizards.
And bringing experience from years working for the Oklahoma City Thunder, their commitment level to building the right way is rock solid.
And Washington has possession. The Rockets getting their last shot to go. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. That's going to send John Wall to the line. It's going to be on Amen Thompson. All right, Grant, when we talk about the range Trae Young possesses, just how dangerous can this guy be?
Well, when he's on, he's a nightmare matchup for defenses. Once he crosses half court, he's a threat to score, which in turn really helps open up the floor for everyone else on his team.
And I tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
The putback controls the rebound and the putback.
Offensively, they've been pretty sharp. 3 for 4 so far.
Back to Sarr. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Inside. Here's Wall. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. Wall's gotten his second bucket on the night.
I just love his approach coming into tonight. Focused and aggressive.
Pass to Şengün. Now Durant. The three is up. On target from range.
Poetry in motion. Such a smooth stroke. You assume when Durant lets it go, that three ball's going down.
Here's Wall with the drive. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
They've hit 4 of their first 5 shots. Great execution and attention to detail.
Outside Durant. From 9 feet. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Rockets.
To me, it's been the ball movement. That's been the key. I mean, going from good to great. Not settling for a good shot, making that extra pass, keeping the defense off balance, and taking great shots.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Yes, it's good.
A reliable option he's been tonight. He's their safety valve for sure.
Wall looking over the floor to the inside and finished off by Davis.
Always among the league leaders in throwdowns. AD's tough around that rack.
Thompson in the post. No luck on that one. And it's Wall with the ball for Washington. They trail by 3. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian. Anthony Davis talked about what motivates him. He said championships, the things I do in the community, being a good teammate, playing hard. All that stuff matters the most to me. Don't get me wrong, money is amazing, but my legacy will win that battle every time. Back to you guys.
Priority straight. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Now here's Wall. 9 points in the game. Here's Christie. No good with the triple. Here's Easton. That's good. And so Durant with the assist.
You know, you look at Durant, I don't think he gets enough credit for his passing. He's excellent at getting the rock to his guys.
Here's Wall. Oh, it's blocked by Bull. Durant inside. And Durant with the big finish.
His arrow's been trending up as of late, and he's been magnificent tonight.
I wasn't quite sure if he'd be able to maintain that same level of play. I had my doubts coming into this game. Consider my doubts disappeared.
Thompson's shot is off. Wizards trail by 6. High post Davis. An important role in this offense, averaging around 12.5 per game. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense.
Washington, 15.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Houston's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
To the middle. Here's Carrington. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. And one key for quality teams in this league, beating the opponents you're supposed to beat. What goes into that, Grant?
Well, B.A., they call them trap games. An opponent that, on paper, isn't up to your level, especially when they're missing key guys. The thing is, can you find that juice to take care of business?
Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Şengün. The Rockets lead by 4. Outside Carrington. Eason with a steal. Pass to Robinson. Launches it. And finished off by Bol.
Those boards appear to me like easy money for Bol. Then the awareness to put it back through, that's good work.
To the paint. Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And this kind of play is only going to grow their lead. Holding the other guys down on defense and converting on the turnover.
Pass to Thor. Down low. Goes back up. Over to the wing. Shoots over Şengün. Thor with the bucket. Thor's got his first basket. And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Houston leading by 6. And it's exceptional, the level of commitment that Ime Udoka has inspired from this Rockets team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a player's coach, but very demanding, and he holds everyone accountable. It's all about professionalism and purpose.
Houston shooting their second and third shots at the line here.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Here's Bol. Finished off by Bol.
It's really easy for Bol to throw it down. Man, I'm a little jealous, especially with these freaky knees that I've got. I don't even think I could dunk in my dreams.
Pass to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Şengün with a steal. And here comes the break. And Thompson gets it to go.
And, man, does Thompson glide down the court with ease. Outstanding at finishing in transition.
To the middle. Thor. It's hauled in by Houston.
Got what he wanted, but then blew the lay-in. He tricked that one.
And that one's good. Thompson's got 6 here in the quarter.
This run has been fueled by their matador defense.
Pass to Thompson. Washington moving the ball around. Here's Carrington. And another miss by Washington.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Count it.
That first step is so dangerous with Amen. I mean, he was just gone.
And so now a timeout called by Brian Keefe. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. So for the Wizards, 1:50 left to play in the first half. Ball with it. Now Thompson defending. Looking to end the run. Here's Christie. Washington again can't hit.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, B.A., most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill, unprecedented. KD able to rise up and score over most any defender.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to Christie. And here's Sarr. And finished off by Sarr.
Yeah, easy enough for the 7-footer. Sarr bringing the house down.
They set a pick. Here's Durant. Driving inside.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
And Wall pulls it down.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Washington shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And Sarr drops them both. Here's Durant. Good if it goes. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's the Houston Rockets with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. From deep, Sarr. It's rebounded by Şengün.
And the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
I don't think you could design a better scorer than Durant. I mean, range from deep, the touch at the rim, excellent handle, 7 feet tall. He does everything you want from your first option.
Hook loose. Şengün with a steal. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks. The Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game, use the things that got you here, and see if it sticks. Guys?
Learning on the job. All right, Allie. Thanks a lot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice shot by Durant.
Durant has definitely been on one tonight, knocking down shots for himself at a high rate.
Stolen by Thompson. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Shoots over Wall. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. And that's now 22 points for Durant. Outside Wall. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. And Davis slams it home.
High above the rim. Not many guys have that kind of length and verticality. I mean, Davis, one of the very few.
And Houston making a change here. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for Houston. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Max Christie picks one up.
I like how Thompson put pressure on the D, taking it strong near the hole.
Here's Wall. He's got 9. Pass to Christie. And the big finish by Wall.
An athletic display by Wall, letting the defense know he can own the rim.
On the wing, Thompson. 10 points for him. And that one's good. Oh.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Here's Christie. That one falls. Coming off Davis' feed.
Excellent pass by AD. Playing inside out at a high level.
Thompson in the post. That shot, no good. Wizards trail by 17. Pass to Wall. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And the big finish by Wall.
Are you serious? John Wall with the statement. Oh, that's pretty.
There's the screen by Bull. From deep. Sarr pulls it in. And it's Washington with the ball. Here's Christie. And there's the drive. 2 points. That one goes. Christie's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Easton. Houston with another miss.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Yeah, what an athlete Smith is. Excellent at rising up to punch it home.
Pass to Coulibaly. Back to Wall. Shot clock at 6. They set the screen. Washington needs to get off a shot. Thompson pulls it in. Houston leading by 15. Inside. Back to Eason. Now here's Smith. And he comes up with a bucket. Smith's got 6.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
Outside Wall. There's the drive. Outside Christie. Oh, they get a hand on it. And so it's Houston looking in total control with this 17-point advantage as the buzzer sounds. And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Durant with it. Now Thompson. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow, man.
Well, that's a move Durant's had up his sleeve for a while. I mean, you've got to try to take that away. He's just waiting for the right moment to break it out on you. Get the ball in close. Get your points that way. That's doing good business.
The Rockets lead by 19. We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Gets the 3 to fall. Durant's got 27.
After 1-3 in the first half, there's his second right there.
Right side Carrington. Here's Koloko. To the inside. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Koloko's got his first 2 points. And Ime Udoka has called timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this fourth quarter. Here's Shepard. There's the screen by Bull. Lets it go from the wing. Durant, no good.
Operating from mid-range, that's a shot he likes. I mean, I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
Coulibaly. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. That one on Sengun. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've been all about high percentage looks in this game, working the ball inside and doing whatever it takes to get it to go.
The shooting's been great, but also how about the energy level? That's what's impressed me the most. They've been getting it up and down in transition, and that takes effort.
The Wizards trail by 17. And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Ball with it. Sengun with a steal. Outside Durant. And Durant with the big finish.
Yeah, one of the most skilled players we've ever seen. Durant just continues to dominate offensively.
Back to Davis. Pass to Wall. Davis a screen. 4 on the clock. It's hauled in by Houston. 22 was their biggest lead. Pulls up on the wing. Durant's shot is off. Wizards trail by 19. Washington moving the ball around. Here's Davis. And counted.
Yeah, good floor recognition from Sarr. Encouraging to see him working on his passing like this.
Stolen by Coulibaly. And it's Washington on the break.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Rockets.
They ran the fast break beautifully all night long. It was a huge part of their success.
It's so true. They clearly ran the floor well, constantly putting pressure on the defense. Just a tremendous effort.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Kevin Durant.
Absolutely tremendous offensively, relentless, accurate, on point. What a night.
Here's Coulibaly driving to the basket. Yes, sir! Count it! They're enjoying a sizable lead.
And what I like, B.A., they haven't stopped pressing the issue.
Puts up the tray. Robinson outside. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. 6 to shoot. Excellent defense, forcing that big miss. And so Houston takes this one by a big margin, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
And that'll do it, folks.